Today, I'm going to be discussing a hot topic. I'm going to step on some toes, and I'm sorry, but I'm going to be discussing car loans and why they aren't all that the dealership cracks them up to be. First of all, let me just say a disclaimer. This is done out of love and concern for someone that's on the fence about getting another one, for someone that's in the hole with the car payment, or for the young person that has never bought a car yet and is likely to fall into the trap of financing a new vehicle, shiny new vehicle. I will concede we can talk about the good things, the pros of a car loan. It's convenient. That's it. I'm not a fan. Let's talk about why. But Campbell, what about building my credit? What about it? You don't need it. You can get everything you need without one, without a credit score. I promise. You can even get a mortgage on a house. I can make a video about that if you're interested. But I want something more reliable than my old vehicle. Get a 2007 Camry or an Accord. It'll get it done. It's reliable. The repairs are cheap. You're gonna get super awesome looking sun damage spots and stories about how you have to wiggle the door handle just right. What's not to love? Old cars, they're great. They build character. But I wanna like what I drive. Okay, maturity is a skill you can choose to practice. All it means is learning to delay pleasure. Most people buy a car because of how it looks. And guess what? You drive it. You don't live in it. You should be focused on the road, not other people's opinion. I had a pastor that used to say quite often, one of the greatest things you can do is get delivered of other people's opinions. So work on that. Now to the negatives. I'm getting on my soapbox here. First off, you're on the hook for 5 years of payments. You're literally paying the bank with your hard-earned income right off the top. A lot of times, more than 10%. If God gets 10%, why does the bank get 20? Second, you lose all the buying power of those dollars. If you're spending $300 a month on a car payment, you can't invest that money. You can't buy something else that you want. You can't give it to someone in need when they need it. Third, it's a car. Anything with wheels loses value over time. It depreciates. When has anyone ever come out and said, that 5-year car loan was such a good idea. I came out so far ahead. Most car loans end up being upside down if you were to default, which means that the balance on the loan would be larger than the value of the car. Look at this chart, for example. After a year, these popular models are losing between 10 and 20% of their value. So think about it. That's why I'm not a fan of car loans. Now, if I'm wrong, please comment why you disagree. I would love to hear it. And if you need more convincing, let's talk a scenario. You have an old car, still perfectly reliable. You just can't wait to get a new one. Ask yourself if the $400 a month you'll be spending is really worth it in the end. To do that, we'll consider this. That car is worth $3,000. It's old, it's got dents, but it runs well, it's reliable, it's fully depreciated, so it's not gonna lose much more value. I've got $6,000 saved up to put down on that fancy $30,000 car. If I got a great deal, 5 years, fees included at 3% interest, the loan payment would be about $416 monthly, which is a great deal, right? Or you can take over reliable, drive him for a year, and pocket the $416. In 12 months, you can buy an $11,000 car. You buy it, then you still pocket the $416, sell a reliable for, let's say, $2,500. Go another year, same logic, save the money. Instead, now we can buy a $17,000 car after selling the second one for $9,500. So learn to delay the pleasure of a brand new car, and you'll essentially be able to buy a new one before the loan period would ever go up. on the 2020 that you were gonna get. This is the scenario I'm more of a fan of. Let's invest the money. So All Reliable still works, but we're gonna use the $6,000, maybe even what All Reliable's worth. We're gonna get a more reliable car. So let's get an $8,500 car with the down payment we were gonna put on the loan and All Reliable. Now, that car payment, let's invest that for 5 years in a retirement account. And then we stop. So after 5 years, you're gonna have a little bit more than $29,000, just about at 6%, which is a pretty moderate return. Now, let's take that $29,000 and we're not gonna touch it for 40 years until you retire. If it doesn't get touched for 40 years at 6%, that investment is worth over $300,000 when you retire. But that new Impala or F-150 is just so worth it, isn't it? Great idea. Guys, don't finance a car. Pay cash. And let your income be what it was meant to do and build some wealth in your life. Don't be a slave to the bank. That's just my 2 cents. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope I helped to dispel the myth about car payments that you've been sold your whole life. They're not a great idea. I would never recommend them in any circumstance, at all. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more. I hope to be posting more again soon. As always, do something good for somebody today. And see you next time. Peace.